Hey everybody, this is your boy, the host with the most, but humble, and I do mean humble, the Nostradamus, aka Derek, and I am here, of course, on a Friday to give you the hungry, happy, healthy people here at a Wrestlekram, of course. The Axe Wrestlekram Show. Alright. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week, I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly wouldn't be me. Thank you so much for allowing your boy to do this. I love this show so much. I know y'all love it as well because I'm consistently getting really great questions. I'm getting a ton of questions. So it's growing. It's growing. It's getting there. I love it so much. One of my favorite shows to do because I interact with you guys, and it truly makes me a happy, happy boy. Once again, before we do anything, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, don't forget to get comments in there as well. Don't forget the comments. Have fun with the comments, okay? Also, I am on the TikToks at DNostranovice. You can go check me out over there. Also, I'm on Twitter. Don't forget about Twitter as well. That is the real Derek, DERRICKG86. And also, I do have my own Facebook group. Don't forget about that over there as well. It is not private. It is for everybody to have a great time. Don't forget to have fun over there. It is Wrestlekram Super Club. Wrestlekram Super Club. Go over there and hang out with your boy as well. I also have shorts. I have everything and whatnot. I'm clipping everything now. So, let's get into it. Let's get into it. If you don't know anything about the show, I do put out a feed every single Sunday at 10 o'clock. You have until Thursday to get your questions in. And as soon as Thursday hits, I go and put do the video, and y'all enjoy. So I mean, try to stump your boy, try to have a great time and have fun. That's the thing. The thing is to have fun. It's an interactive thing. It's for you guys. It is for you guys to enjoy. And I thank y'all so much. Once again, I thank y'all so much for being interactive here. So let's get into it. I got 25 questions to get through, so we're going to try to get through as quickly as possible. Now, remember, the best questions will be put on TikTok, it'll be put on my Facebook group page, and it'll be put on Twitter as well. So try to get those really great questions in, and I will post them on those platforms as well. Okay, thank y'all so much. Okay, so let's get into it. Laurel, how you doing, Laurel? Android or iPhone user? I used to work for a cable company, and one of the things that we used to have is that if you have an Android, you are going to have to get an Apple phone or an iOS device, because we sold both Android phones and we sold iPhones. So I had both an iPhone and an Android phone. Everybody talks about Apple, that this is the most superior thing in the world. I disagree. I am an Android user. I'm a hardcore Android user. I love the Android because they are the more, to me, they're the more superior product. Now, the thing is, there are a ton of Android phones out there, okay? So I am a bougie. I'm very bougie when it comes to my cell phones, and I only get the Samsung Ultras. That's the only ones I do love. I love that phone to death. I have the Ultra 23, I think I do. So I'm a huge fan of Androids. I've always been a fan of Androids. I have used an iPhone, but I'm an Android person. So thank you so much for that question. Great question. The Southern Belle 1980. Why haven't they changed the set design for AEW Dynamite? That is a great question. And I don't know. Like, I honestly couldn't tell you why. Because the set design on Collision draws a lot of people in. Like, I truly enjoy the Collision page. I mean, the Collision stage. It's crazy that Dynamite doesn't go with that, and that's supposed to be their flagship show. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of budget, but usually they'll have the really good design when it comes to like their weekly long events, like Winter is Coming or Quake at the Creek, things like that. They'll have like that. But I mean, I hate that they only have it on those shows, and they don't have it on at least Dynamite. They care less about Rampage, at least Dynamite or whatnot. But that's a great question. I would love to ask Tony Khan himself on why haven't the design been changed over there. You've been doing it now for almost, what is it? This is year 4 now, and you haven't changed the design. I mean, come on now, this is getting kind of out of hand. WWE changes their design every single year because y'all need to start doing that. So good question. I thank you for that question, the Southern Belle. Mitch does it. How we doing, Mitch? Well, Mitch, how you doing? What's going on? Are you gonna check out the? I'm sorry. Are you going to check out the movie No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence? No, I will not. I heard it is not a good movie. I do love Jennifer Lawrence, but not a fan of that type of slapstick comedy. I'll wait until it comes on either HBO or Cinemax or whatever it comes out. I'm not going to spend money on movies like that. As a matter of fact, I really don't spend a lot of money on just comedies. Even though I'm a huge Burt Chrysler fan, Chrysler, I can't even pronounce his name. Even though I'm a big fan of him, I really didn't even go see The Machine. I didn't go see The Machine. I heard good things about The Machine, but I didn't even go see that. If I go to a movie, it's going to be an action movie, or it's going to be like a DC or Marvel movie. Like Dune, loved it. I went to go see the movie like a zillion times. So I will go see something like that. Anything like Marvel or DC. I haven't really, and probably a scary movie that looks interesting. I'll go see that. But most of the scary movies have been like just subpar. So I haven't really seen a scary movie in quite some time in a movie theater. And I am a horror fan, but it's just haven't seen one in a while. If it's horror, is what I can say. But great question. Thank you so much for that question, bitch. Does it? Dragon Hunter XD. I'm not a fan of the new TBS Women's Champion Chris Statlander. What is your take on her? I love Chris Statlander. I got Chris Statlander up there, matter of fact. I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander. I just need her to change up her wrestling style for a little bit. If you don't know anything about Chris Statlander, she is original. She's an original. I think she's been there since day one. And she tore her ACL, both her ACLs and both her legs, and so she was out for almost a year or close to a year, and her wrestling style is very physical. She's a very physical wrestler, and her finisher is a tombstone, and she tore her ACL. So I was like, yeah, you need to change it up a little bit. I love Chris Statlander. I love this. I love her character. I didn't like the alien thing, but now I like her. Now she's good. I enjoy her. Just give her some time because she just won the title. So give her a little bit of time to marinate into that position. Yes, I know a lot of people, including myself, are Jade Cargill fans. We thought Jade Cargill would have that belt forever, but it is time to pass the torch. And I think not only that was a great decision to give it to Chris Statlander because she truly deserved it, but once again, giving Jade Cargill some time to have a vacation. So give her some time. If you want to go back a year and check out Chris Statlander, I thought she was a really good wrestler before she tore her ACL. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Great question. Black Star Boy, is it 1649? I think that is. Should LA Knight really face Logan Paul just to lose and kill the momentum of his rise? That's a good question. I will say this. LA Knight is not getting a lot of wins. And the crazy thing about LA Knight is that he is organically getting over. Like, it's because of his personality. That's why he is just so great or whatnot. I heard a story about Kevin Nash crapping on LA Knight, saying that he is the Rock's gimmick. Um, so, I mean, there's a lot of other people that have stolen gimmicks. Razor Ramon is stolen the storyline of freaking Tony Montana. So I mean, come on, get over it. There's a lot of people that stole from other people. So get over it. It is what it is. I mean, I don't think of him being a to me, I don't see him being The Rock. I give it an homage to The Rock. He has a piece of Stone Cold in there as well. But he has his own feel of the story of his character, and I think he's really, really good. But the thing is, and I will go back to the question at hand of should he be facing Jake Paul? My answer to that is no. I agree with you. Let him face Ricochet, because apparently that's going to be at SummerSlam. You can have that. But, you know, I myself, he needs to start winning. I think, is not a mid-champion person. I think he is a world champion eventually coming into it. And I think that he should be getting W's now. Complete and utter W's. All day, every day, whoever he faces, we're talking about high-level people, he should be getting W's on now. That's just my opinion. In the comments, what do you think? Do you think LA Knight should be facing Jake Paul at SummerSlam? Please check, get that in, okay? But I love the question. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Bitch does it. Okay, here's a tough question. Who was the best crowd listed there in order from best to worst? And you have four. You have Clash at the Castle. You have Clash at the Castle. You have Elimination Chamber. You have Backlash, and you have Money in the Bank. Wow. So from best to worst, I will do Clash at the Castle, because Clash at the Castle was really, I'm talking about, it was crazy. Clash at the Castle, Backlash was really, really good. After Backlash, Money in the Bank, and then after Money in the Bank, it was Elimination Chamber. Like, Clash at the Castle was huge. Like, usually when they go out of the country, it is huge. And y'all are starting to get to know me now, because I will tell you now, the show can be great, but it will be bad because the crowd is not into it. And if the crowd is not into it, then there's no point that I will be into it. I'll be cool with it. I mean, the card can be right there. Fantasy, I'm talking about dream matches, out of the works. But if the crowd's not into it, it's not going to be a good show. And with all four of these shows, they were all good. They were all good, and all four of those shows were out of the country. Clash at the Castle was in England. I think I forgot what part of England it was. Backlash was in Puerto Rico, which was really good. Elimination Chamber was in Canada, where Sammy got a huge pop, and Money in the Bank was in London. I mean, the crowds were just ferocious there. All four of them. So they were all four great premium live events. I enjoyed every single one of them. Can't wait to see where they go next outside of the country, and see if we get the same pop that we got from those as well. I mean, you could even throw Night of Champions in there as well. That was a pretty decent group of people there as well. Great question. I like that question. Good question. Good question. Thank you so much, Mitch. Laurel, what is your favorite pizza topping? Um, so this is my favorite pizza topping of all time. Favorite pizza topping. I have to have Italian sausage on there, and onion and bell pepper. That is my favorite pizza of all time. You can probably replace the Italian sausage with pepperoni, but usually it is Italian sausage, onion, and bell pepper. That is my favorite type of pizza toppings on my pizza. In the comments, what is your favorite pizza toppings or whatnot? Great question. Thank you so much. Southern Belle, 1980. Other than London, what other place can we see WrestleMania being hosted than the United States? Puerto Rico did a great job on Backlash. I'll tell you that now. They did a great job. I would love to see somewhere in that area. Keep it in the hemisphere. That's all I can say, because if we have a London, which the way it's looking, we're going to get a London WrestleMania probably next year. That's going to be an early show every single time. I would love to see one in Mexico. Go to Mexico City. We haven't seen a lot of Mexico City shows. Go to Brazil. I mean, go to one of those areas as well. I think we did have a WrestleMania in Canada. If we haven't, I mean, go to Ontario or Toronto. Well, we'll be in Toronto. So it'll be in one of those areas in there. But I would love to. Let's do a WrestleMania in North America first, and then we go out. I mean, I don't think they never went to Japan. I don't think they ever did one in the Tokyo Dome. I would love to see one over there and see the reaction we get from the WWE fans over there. But my number one will probably be Mexico City. Number two, San Juan, Puerto Rico, because they did a great job over there in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Number three will be Toronto. Go to Toronto, have a great time and whatnot. Those will be my top three for best places to throw a WrestleMania. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Only Nike 1801. How we doing? Second time. I see that. Great to see have you back or whatnot on Axe Wrestlekram. What is your favorite hobby, non-wrestling related? That is a great question. I got into reading. Now I do a lot of reading now. And I love history. I'm a huge World War II historian. I love the history outside of the war itself, like what was going on in everyday life in America and all over the world, and how it affected what was going on after or during the World War II and things like that. Also, I'm a gamer. I'm a huge gamer. If you huge collector of games as well. Also, I am a huge collector of. If you look here at comic books right there, I'm a huge comic book collector. I have a ton of comic books that I collect as well. Also, I am a sports junkie. I do love sports other than wrestling or whatnot. I'm a Steeler fan, Houston Astros fan, and also I don't have it around here, but I am a Houston Rockets fan as well. So there's a lot of other stuff I do. I am back in the gym as well, trying to get back good and whatnot. So I'm back in the gym as well. But yeah, those are kind of my hobbies. Gaming, World War II history, comic book collecting, video games, things like that. Huge nerd. I'm a huge nerd or whatnot. Thank you so much for that question, though. Great question. Dragon Hunter XD. Who would win a war between Marvel's Nova Corps and the DC Lantern Corps? Oh my God. Now, this is matter of opinion, whatnot. I will say this because I am a DC fan before I am a Marvel fan. And if you look at the powers of the Nova Corps and the powers, and you compare them to the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps is the superior group. I mean, it is what it is. You can say what you want. I mean, the, what a lot of people don't understand about the Green Lanterns is that as long as your willpower is still there, you will have unlimited supply of energy. So I mean, it's just there. I mean, well, that and you have your own lantern, which can recharge. But the closer you are to the Green Lantern Corps, is the more powerful you are. So it would truly depend on where the Green Lanterns are and if they have a supply of the Green Lantern power. But once again, their willpower is just how powerful they are, and they usually the ring chooses people who have really strong willpower. They're not just gonna pick trash people, So the Green Lantern Corps is just a more powerful group of people than it comes to the Nova Corps. Nova Corps are like Super Saiyans. I mean, you can say that to a certain extent, but once again, their power does drain or whatnot. So with the Green Lanterns, it really don't. They have unlimited supplies of power. So if I had to choose, it would be the Green Lantern Corps. But that's just a matter of opinion because I am a DC fanatic or whatnot. So, and plus my favorite character is Jon Stewart. So come on, really? So yeah, it would be the Green Lantern Corps. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Southern Belle, 1980. Now since Drew McIntyre is going for the IC title, who should Seth freaking Rollins face at SummerSlam? I think it should be a rematch. It should be a rematch between him and Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor should win this go around. Opening it up to Damian Priest eventually being kicked out of the Judgment Day. And I think it's gonna build up to, this is just my opinion, it's gonna build up to Damian Priest versus Finn Balor at either Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble. The Survivor Series is next after of course SummerSlam. So it should be a rematch between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Finn Balor winning. That's just my thing and whatnot. I would have thought that it would be Drew McIntyre trying to get that title off of Seth freaking Rollins. They were talking about him turning heel. Apparently that's not going to happen. So we need a heel to take care of Seth freaking Rollins. And of course it'll be Finn Balor. So great question. Thank you so much for that question. Only Nike 1801. If the rumors are true and Ronda Rousey is leaving WWE for the UFC, do you think they should make a match between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, a fight pit match at SummerSlam? Great question. I would love to see that. Their wrestling styles are just like an octagon type of wrestling style. I do enjoy the fight pit matches. The most current one was the one with Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins, and that was the first one I've ever seen live, and I thought that was really fun, really innovative. I think it's really, I thought it was a good match. So I would like to see it. Loser leaves WWE because I have heard that she is leaving. It's a hard leave for her, but the thing is, I just wish her the best because I think that she's not ready for the new women in UFC. But it is what it is. I thought she was going to leave because she wanted another child, but I may be wrong. But yeah, I would love to see a fight pit match, another fight pit match with two women instead of two men. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Ronda Rousey. I'm a huge fan of Shayna Baszler. I love Shayna Baszler a lot. So yeah, that'll be a great match at SummerSlam. Try to get that in with just like I said, I want a cage match with freaking Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. So keep all of the gimmick matches coming on SummerSlam. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Bitch does it. Should Io Sky cash in at WrestleMania 40? Why not? Why not? let's pull another Seth freaking Rollins going on or whatnot. I wouldn't even be mad at that. I mean, once again, I think that the Money in the Bank briefcase is one of those things that should be used as a prop to terrify not only the people who now are champions, but who are wrestlers who take titles off of people. That's the point of having the Money in the Bank. So I would love to see that situation happen, or even I would even do this, even have Io Sky cash it in right there and have a triple threat. I mean, that'll be a pretty fun thing to do before everybody even wrestles. It'll be a great way to say, hey, I'm not gonna do what Seth did because he was dirty for what he did, and I will have a triple threat, and she'll win because the way it's looking, 100% of a cash in on the women's side win the title. So we'll see what happens with that. But I like that. That was a great question. I truly think that should happen. Great question. Laurel, how can Cody finish the story if Jay defeats Roman at SummerSlam? That's a great question. He can still finish the story without Roman being champion. Duh. I mean, that could happen. I can see Jay beating Roman at SummerSlam and having a dominant end of the year as the champion and taking over the entire bloodline and adding new people to the bloodline. So I can see that happening all together, but because I don't see Cody in the world champion type of storyline. I see him going back to winning another SummerSlam. I mean, winning another Royal Rumble and facing Jay, facing Jay at the Tribal Chief. That's mine. That's what I think. That's what I think could happen. But I may be wrong. Great question though. I like the question. Mitch does it. It looks like Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns will be taking place at SummerSlam. Since we can't get The Rock in a match, what do you think of him being a special guest referee for said match? I don't want it to happen. I want Jay to win clean. I don't need I don't need The Rock to be there, nor do I want The Rock to be there. Let The Rock be just a special guest. I mean, that'll be fine. But if that does happen, that will, in my brain, that will set up a match for Roman to face The Rock at WrestleMania 40 for, non-title, of course, not for a non-title. But I do see that happening. Hey, you made me lose my title, so I need to break your face. Something like that. But no, we don't need The Rock to have Jay. I think it's going to be a bigger pop when Jay actually beats Roman at SummerSlam. That's just my opinion. But no, I don't think so. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Fun question. Mr. Green, should Money in the Bank briefcase be defended like a title? Yes. Yes. Other than it being a prop, it should be like a title too. I mean, I would love that. I mean, we had The Miz do it, and we also had Randy Orton take the briefcase off of Mr. Kennedy. I think it's a very fun thing to have or whatnot. Somebody's upset with Io Sky, Bailey, and she's like, "Yo, put that briefcase up, and we'll face one another." I would love something like that. Yes, it could be a title just like the Heritage Cup or whatnot. And you have it for once a year. I mean, I would do it. That's smart thinking to go outside of the hemisphere when it comes to it being stale, because I've been reading that Money in the Bank has been kind of stale as well. So that'll be a great move. Great move. I mean, have it as a title. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Only Nike 1801. Do you think that if Tiffany Stratton got called up to the main roster, a faction of her, Candice, I'm sorry, Chelsea Green and Maxine Dupree could work on the main roster. Anything is possible. We had a freaking damage control with Io Sky and Dakota Kai and Bailey. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I mean, we had a whole group about menstrual cycles. What was it? PMS. So yes, I guarantee that it would be a great thing to have. I love Tiffany Stratton. I think she is a great wrestler. I She needs more time on the mic, so I would love for her to wait just a little bit longer, have her hold that title for a little bit longer, to bring her in. Maxine Dupree, I would like her to get more reps in wrestling, get her more reps. Instead of her just being a manager, let her be a wrestler as well. What is it? Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green would be the greatest addition to that because she is a veteran. She did it with WWE. She left WWE, came back to WWE, and gotten better. So that would be a great little stable for the three. Tiffany Stratton, of course, being the leader of that stable. I would love it. I would love it times 12. A great question. Thank you so much for that question. Dragon Hunter XD. We can hear about a mid card. We keep hearing about a mid card title for the women's division. What should it be, and what should it be called, and who should be? How should it be defended? Okay, great question. Bailey talked about, I think a year, 2 years ago, about a mid card title. Just give it a. I would say like a women's intercontinental title. It's just that simple. And how it should be defended is simple. Just like you have the undisputed women's championship that can be defended on all three brands. That particular woman should be defending it on all three brands, not being sub to one area. And if she does lose that title, the next woman, if it's on NXT, she is on NXT, but she will defend it on Raw or SmackDown as well. That would be my thing with that title. Yes, you'll have the world title on Raw. You have the or the Universal channel title over there on SmackDown, but this title will be on all brands or whatnot. That's what I would do. The reason being is that the women's division is not that large to be having it on one particular brand. So it would be something like that. I would like that. I would love that. I've been pushing for a mid card title for a while, especially in the WWE, because they do support their women way more than the women's side over there on AEW. But they have a mid card title, So it's kind of weird that they have a mid card title, and it's not a lot of screen time over there with the women, but WWE don't. So it's kind of it's just weird to me. It's truly weird to me sometimes when I hear stuff like this. But great question. Great question. I enjoyed the question. What is next? Oh no, Black Star Boy 1649. Do you think that the WWE and Drew McIntyre came to a deal with a contract since he was shown so highly on Money in the Bank? I would hope so. I would hope so. The dude Claymore, the Intercontinental Champion, on right after a match with Matt Riddle. I would think that they have came to a conclusion. We don't know yet. I've been looking. I've been trying to read on it. There's nothing that I've seen that says that they have came to a conclusion with them, but it just looks like that it has happened. I don't think he wanted to be a heel. I don't think he wanted to be a heel. More money comes into play when it comes to your merch when you are a face. But I can honestly see that they probably did come to some type of conclusion with them paying him a boatload of money to be a part of WWE again or whatnot. Great question. Thank you so much for that question, Mr. Green. Um, when when you have competed, I'm sorry, my apologies. When you have completed free time to yourself, you have complete free time to yourself. What spot do you enjoy? What spot? No, I'm sorry. What sport? I said what spot? What? Let me reread that question. Let me reread that question. Mr. Green, Mr. Green, thank you so much, Mr. Greenhead. When you have complete free time to yourself, what sport do you enjoy playing? Well, I'm getting up there in age now, so I can't really play a lot of football. I used to play a lot of football when I like me and my friends. We used to play a lot of football. But right now, the sport that I enjoy playing, I love the bowl. I'm a huge bowler now. I bowl a lot. I haven't bowled in a little bit of time because I've been kind of busy. But I used to bowl religiously. I used to work for a call center, and we had a bowling league, and I just fell in love with it. But I have to have complete free time, and I haven't had a lot of free time. A lot going on, in my life right now. But when everything settles in, I should probably get bowling back into my rotation. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Mr. Green, one more time. Mr. Green, there's rumors that Bailey wants to go to AEW or is it Stadium? Women's IWGP. After the run with the WWE, do you think that will hurt the company women's division? And he has in parentheses WWE. No, it will not hurt the WWE. Do you know? Have you ever heard of their other company called NXT? Trust me, I will tell you this. The cool thing about the WWE is NXT, and NXT is there solely for this purpose. I love Mercedes Moné. I love her as Sasha Banks, but there are people to take her spot. And just like we were just talking about me and Nike, only Nike. There are people like Tiffany Stratton that's going to take her spot. There's people like Cora Jade who is really really good. There are people that are on the NXT side that needs to come out now, but they need to replenish before they send those people onto the main roster. Ivy Nile, I like Ivy. So there's a lot of people that's going to take her spot, and it's going to be good. I wish Bailey the best. I truly think that she is. I don't know. I keep hearing that she is trying to leave, so we'll see what happens with that. I would love to see her in probably a Stardom. I'm sorry, Stardom or AEW. The more power, the more star power that AEW gets when it comes to women, the better. And with Mercedes Moné, Tiffany Fatu, and Bailey there, it would be a complete game changer if that does happen. So it is what it is. Great question. Great question. I have Black Star Boy 1649. Can you really see a WrestleMania in London in the near future? I'm going to agree with my boy Mitch. Yes, I see it happening next year. I guarantee it's going to happen next year. That's what it looks like. It's going to happen next year. The only thing that I'm going to hate about this situation, once again, is that we'll have a airing time of the shows earlier because of the time difference. So instead of it being at 8 o'clock, it will be, or because the the card is magnet. I mean, there's a part one, there's a night one, night two, but they're still very long shows. So it's just getting up and watching it live here in the U.S. That's going to get everybody out of it. But I mean, yeah, I see it happening next year. The way John Cena said it, it looks like it's going to happen next year. Great question. Thank you so much for that. And the very last question, Black Star Boy 1649. Your thoughts on the handmade submarine incident? Really? Really? Okay, so if you don't know anything about this submarine thing, there was it was a bunch of billionaires, and apparently they had a handmade submarine, and the submarine wanted to go to the Titanic to check out the Titanic. Unfortunately, the submarine imploded, killing everybody in the submarine. My heart goes out to those people and their families. I do. I hate that this happened. But my thing, this is my thing. This is my thing. I will say this. You have a whole bunch of money. A ton of money. Like, so much money. If I was a billionaire and I wanted to check out, something that is probably something that is extremely dangerous, I would probably do what a lot of people have said. Just have one of those machines to go down there. You can look at it on the TV, things like that. I would do something like that. I mean, or get a professional submarine to go down there. One that we have tested time and time again to go down there and check it out. I don't know what the to me the lore is on the Titanic, or I want to go see this. Like, I don't understand, and it's just me. I don't understand it. And on top of that, I'm a multi-billionaire. Like, if I'm a multi-billionaire, I'm worth billions of dollars, then I truly don't want to go. I'm gonna be the most safest person in when it comes to trying to live a longer life. So I wouldn't do anything like that. That's just me. Once again, I thought that was just a waste of money. $250,000 a piece. So even the person who got that money was in the submarine and passed away too after the submarine imploded. So I can't think of anything like that. It's just crazy. It's truly crazy to me. I would have done it. I just wouldn't have done it. So if you want your questions answered here on the show, I do have a my God, I do have a feed that happens on 10 o'clock every Sunday. Okay, you can get your questions in. Have a great time with those questions as well. Don't forget, your boy is on the TikTok at Dino Stranavis. Also, I'm on Twitter at The Real Derrick, DERRICKG86. Also, I do have a Facebook group page. It is called Wrestlekram Super Club. I'm also clipping all over. I'm clipping everywhere or whatnot. I'm also clipping on YouTube as well. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. The best is truly yet to come. Until next time, love, peace, and of course, wrestling.